Hey guys, welcome back to another quick form video. In today's video, we will be doing an install on a K&N show ram intake on a Nissan Frontier. This is a 2019 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. So as you can see, we have everything here on the engine so you can see it. So let me kind of bring it down. And like I said, I'll be filming the process and see how it goes. And I'll show you how to do it. This is my first time ever doing this. So let's get into it, guys. I do have my K&N filter on that side right there, and I'll show you how to install it. So let me go ahead and unbox it, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright guys, so as you can see, this is all that comes in the kit in the big box. So you do have, of course, your big intake. You do have a shield as well, so you do have a heat shield with some gaskets and stuff like that. Does have a manual, so that's pretty cool. So as you can see, here it is. I have a Frontier, so 08 to a 19 Frontier. So this also works for a 08 to 15 Xterra and 08 to a 12 Pathfinder. It's a V6. I have the 4.0 liter V6, so it's pretty cool. You get stickers and all that other good stuff, so pretty cool. I do have a K&N just air filter. This is more of for performance and sound, so we'll see how that goes. And of course, in that big box right there, that's where the big air filter cone is. So it doesn't look too bad. There's a lot of hardware, and we'll just read the instructions and see how that goes. So we'll be back. Alright guys, welcome back. So now I'm reading the instructions here. So I always like to check the instructions for reference. Doesn't look too hard until we actually get to the hard stuff. So we'll go ahead, and it says first, you want to, like I said, go step by step. It says the first step, turn off the ignition, disconnect the negative battery cable. So we have to disconnect the negative battery cable, which is over here. So we just have to get a socket to disconnect that. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll disconnect the mass air sensor electronic connection and unhook the harness from the air box, which is right here, as you can see. I was like, who's that? But basically, it's right here on the intake. So first, disconnect the negative on the battery. So we'll go ahead and do that first, and then we'll take off this sensor by just pulling it out. So it's gonna be pretty simple. You just pull that out. Alright guys, so now that I disconnected the negative battery terminal right here, and then I took off the mass airflow sensor, I just disconnected it. Like I said, it's not too hard. I'll even zoom into it. You literally, so as you can see, there's the mass airflow sensor. Like I said, you literally just disconnect it. It's pretty simple. The next thing you want to do is remove the bolts on the top right there to this kind of cover. So these bolts, it does take, this is a 10mm socket. So as you can see, here it is. Let's see, focus. Of course, I don't have the thing turned on right now. There you go. 10mm socket. So we'll just go ahead and unscrew that. Not too hard. You can use power tools. It'll be a lot quicker if you use power tools. But me personally, I have an impact driver, and that could be too much torque. But like I said, just literally pull them out and put them aside. So I have this electronic, or magnetic, should I say, kind of bolt holder. So I'll put that stuff there. That way I don't lose it. So once that's taken off, you can just pull this off. You should be able to just pull this off. Unless there's a bolt holding it, but let me see, there's a bolt. What the fuck? Well, you literally can just put it aside. You can push it to the side, and you'll have enough room to wiggle around, because it just says to remove those bolts. says lift firmly on the engine cover to dislodge it from the mounting garment and then remove the cover from the engine as shown. So it says you should be able to just pull it. Yeah, I'm gonna break my cover. What the heck is... Oh. Something's just holding onto it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you just lift it up. So it's like a rubber thing right here. I was like, what the heck's holding onto it? And when you put it back, just make sure they align. They have these like rubber things, just make sure they realign. So that's pretty simple. I took that off. Like I said, it's my first time ever doing this, so yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. But the engine is still a little warm. Now there's some bolts down here as shown on the picture right here. So right here is your cover. There's 2 bolts right there. You just have to remove those. So let's go ahead and remove that. Maybe it's a 10mm as well. So let's go ahead and check that out. It sure is 10mm. So let's take that off. And you should be able to take this cover off once you do that. Like I said, this is where the power tools kind of kick in. I should probably just use my power tools. Hold up. So now I got my impact. Should be able to take this out pretty simple. And there you go. Look at that. It's pretty simple, like I said. I don't know why this is... There you go. So there's one. And here's number 2. Make it a lot faster. Like I said, boom, there you go. I wouldn't recommend using the impact driver to screw the stuff down. Like I said, I did that on my 350Z and stripped quite a bit of bolts, so you want to do those by hand. Alright, so now that we did that, guys, the next thing you want to do is says remove the intake tube from the vehicle as shown. So now we have to remove this intake. All you have to do is you're gonna have to unscrew these right here on the side. So let me show you. So you're gonna have to, from the intake manifold, there's these clamps right here. So we'll have to go ahead and take those off. Alright guys, so sorry about that. So very simple, like I said, I did a 350Z. That one has 2 intakes, so it's definitely harder than this. So what you have to do is just take off these hose clamps. Like I said, I think this was an 8mm socket, and so I just unscrewed that. So you'll unscrew from here and these 2, so it's 2, and then 1 right here. And then what it doesn't tell me, or I haven't even got that far yet, was there's this right here, this hose right here, and you just unlatch it from here. So like I said, there's a hose right here, just unlatch it and you should be good to go. We're actually gonna have to take that hose off, so I probably should just left it here because we actually have to take it off from back there actually. So I'll go ahead and put it back on here, and yeah, we'll go ahead and continue. So take this big part off and let's continue. Alright guys, so on this step I really got stuck probably for 10 minutes trying to figure out how the heck to do this. Till, like I said, I kind of read the instructions correctly. I thought I was supposed to take that bolt off right there. I don't know if you can see it. So that bolt that's stuck right here, that bolt, you're not going to get that off. I almost stripped that bolt. Really hate doing that stuff. You're not going to basically take that off. It just goes launched in there. All you have to do is take off this bolt right here that's mounted to the airbox, and then from there just grab it and pull it out, and that's literally what you're supposed to do. So don't try to remove that bolt like I did. Big mistake, guys, big mistake. So now that we have this off, there's this little latch thing. We'll just get some pliers and pop this off. So let's go ahead and do that so we can actually start working on putting up the heat shield. Alright guys, so now that we took the air box off, as you can see, everything is removed. So now it should be enough space to put the intake on here, the short ram intake. So, but first what we want to do is keep following the instructions, because now we have to see what else to do on here. So pretty cool. This is originally where you were grabbing the air from, right here. From the sides, it would go from the bottom all the way through here, and this is where it was sucking on air and pushing it into the intake manifold. So it's pretty cool. That's where you can actually put a snorkel if you wanted to, but we're not doing all that. So next thing on the instructions, after it told us to yank that off, we'll go to the back of this. It says K&N does a real good job at offering instructions. So it says, now remove the 2 air box mounting studs shown from the inner fender. So wow, so we actually have to remove these 2 studs, it looks like, which is pretty crazy, but it shouldn't be too bad. So let me go ahead and actually try to do that and see how that goes. I don't know why they want us to remove those. Maybe they're because it's just going to be in the way. So what it's talking about are those bolts right here. So they're where these yellow marks are. 1 and 2. This is the one that almost stripped, so that was my bad. So let's go ahead and remove those bolts. I will probably have to use an impact driver for this, so I have one here. Let's go real slow first. Doesn't seem like it wants to move, man. Is this correct? They want us to remove this? Yeah, I'm not sure if you can remove these. I don't know, man. I'm saying remove those. Remove the 2 air box mounting studs shown. Like I said, I don't want to strip it or anything like that, so let me just try something. I'm just trying to do it with one of these and see how that goes. Wow, so I actually got it by using a 10mm. I don't know why the impact driver was having such big issues. So wow, look at that. I mean, the impact driver could have helped as well. So, but I'll just leave this with the stock intake box because I probably will need it later on. But yeah, that's how you remove it. Just firm grip. Oh. I should probably bleep that part out. Oh, man. We got it. Jeez, you can... Oh, man, I bent the crap out of this thing. Sheesh. Hopefully my nail's okay down there, but yeah. Okay, so now the instructions, let's read that. So we took those 2 airbox studs, the 12 now says, install L-shaped bracket onto the heat shield with the provided hardware. So we have to get the heat shield and do an L bracket. Wow, even my glove ripped. That's crazy. But so this is going to be the next step shown right there. So let's go ahead and do that. Like I said, all the provided materials are right here. So there's the L-shaped bracket here. So we'll go ahead and install that. Alright guys, so the next step that took me a while, I wouldn't say a while, but definitely a little bit, was to put this heat shield together. As I just follow the steps, there's basically an L shape. They all come numbered. right here. So it was really nice that they come numbered. Probably the best, easiest guide I've seen. So this is going to be the heat shield. There's going to be a bracket right here on the bottom, on the right, and then on the left there's one inside. So as you can see right there. And then from here, all you have to do is just put this kind of gasket around it to kind of seal it from the heat. So let's go to the next step. So like I said, simple stuff you can just do by following the instructions. Alright guys, so now that you have your cage built, it's pretty, freaking mosquitoes, man. This is how it's gonna look. So like I said, this bolt, so going from inside out, it's gonna be bolt or L shape right here. There's the numbers there. Then on the bottom, you're gonna have to put, like I said, just follow instructions how to do this. It's very simple. If I could do it, you could do it. This part you're gonna have down. You're gonna have these two bumpers right here. So these will go from the outside. This is gonna hold the pod. So now what you have to do is just align it with the holes that you have right here. So that ground cable right there that you see, you will have to reuse it with this. So all you have to do now is just align it, guys, and bolt it down, and that's how simple it is, honestly. So it actually, like I said, my 350Z was really bad versus this one's super easy. Everything aligns perfectly. Oh, man, I over-tightened this one again. So all you have to do now is screw it in with the same bolts that you just took out. So we'll have to screw this stuff back in. So let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, we'll go ahead and go from there. Alright guys, so let me show you how I bolted this down. Like I said, as long as you made this cage correctly. There's that bolt right there that has the ground. So you have to, you take off this bolt, and then you will use the same bolt to ground it back with that L shape. Then remember, we took off this one earlier right here on the outer side. So there it is right there. And then the final one is down here, which is that one that, if you remember earlier in the video, I stripped down. Let me kind of grab a light so I can show you. Here you go. So I'll kind of be pointing, because like I said, I hate seeing these reviews and you don't know what the heck you're doing. So so there's that bolt right there, the real chubby one. We'll use that one. Remember, that has a little yellow. Use that bolt to bolt it down like that. And then from here, that's going to be the L shape from the inside. Remember, don't forget to do the ground right there. And then the last one is right here. So pretty cool. So now let's start working on the cone, and I'm pretty sure I'll double check, but maybe I put this upside down. We'll see. Whoops, or backwards. But no, it should be correct. I don't know. Let's keep going. Alright guys, so let me explain what I did, just because it took a little while. So you'll have to do is clamp this down. As you see, those clamps are right there. Like I said, let me, the heck happened to my flashlight? Here it is. Alright, so see that right there, you just have to clamp it with the hose clamps that it comes in the kit, and make sure these are tight. Last time on my, like I said, 350Z, the issue that I had was I didn't tighten them enough, and it popped off and it was idling really bad. So make sure you tighten those. Then from here, you will have to tighten this. This is your intake tube, silicone hose, throttle body, whatever hose through your throttle body. So there it is. So this is the hose that comes with the kit. So use this. It's a very thick hose, and of course it comes with these little clamps. So use the clamps that it comes with. Once that's clamped down, of course you will have to use, which is this one, from your old intake, I guess. Be very careful. As you can see, I stripped this bolt, so it was pretty hard. I was scared, but because these are pretty expensive. Maybe the bolt's not. So this one I didn't strip down. Just make sure you use the correct size. But as you can see, it is pretty stripped down. So from here now, we just have to attach the cone, as well as a bolt down here, which I will have to screw in. But everything else is looking pretty good. Alright guys, so like I said, just follow the instructions, very simple. Like I said, all you have to do is just attach these. Just make sure if the hose clamp, my issue was this hose clamp was too small and wouldn't fit. I actually had to use one of these hose clamps over here, so I just removed that one, installed it here, and it fit. Just reconnect your mass airflow sensor back, make sure it's connected. You want to tighten everything up as much as you can. And this is what it looks like, so it's pretty slick. Like I said, you want to attach this bottom thing that holds this, that way it doesn't move that much, you know, it just absorbs that shock. And then from there, the last thing you want to do is just attach back your cover, and that should be it. And then just reconnect your negative battery back, and we'll see how it sounds in just a little bit. Alright guys, so basically it is done, everything's connected. It's sturdy, so let's go ahead and turn it on, make sure we don't have any check engine lights. Alright, so I hope you guys hear that. Sounds pretty cool. Let me go ahead and rev it.